Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I've put together 8 popular romantic young adult film series that were adapted from best-selling novels. And yes, these are definitely worth watching. So grab your snacks, get comfy, and let's dive right in. Well guys, I think we can all agree that forbidden love stories just hit differently. They're intense, emotional, and filled with that heart-racing chemistry we simply can't ignore, even when the world says we should. And the Culpables trilogy is one of the best examples of that. Honestly, this one deserves the #1 spot in our list today. Culpables is a Spanish trilogy film that centers on a forbidden romance between step-siblings, Noah and Nick. The story begins when Noah moves into her new home after her mother marries a wealthy businessman. That's where she meets Nick, her stepbrother, the handsome, arrogant, mysterious guy who is clearly trouble, and who ends up shaking her entire world. At first, they hate each other. But the more time they spend together, the stronger their emotional pull becomes. And slowly, they fall in love, even though they know they shouldn't. The film has 3 parts. In the first one, Culpa Mia, we see Noah trying to adjust to her new life and slowly falling into a forbidden relationship with Nick. Their love begins to grow, intense, messy, and impossible to deny. In the second film, Culpa Tuya, things become even more complicated. Even though Noah and Nick's love still feels strong, they start facing pressure from every direction. Jealousy begins to creep in, their families get involved, and misunderstandings, along with painful secrets, start to build a wall between them. All of this slowly pushes their relationship to its breaking point, leading to a heartbreaking separation. Finally, in Culpa Nostra, after living their lives apart, fate brings Noah and Nick together again. The love between them is still powerful, but so are the wounds they left behind. All the memories, the passion, and the heartbreak return the moment they meet. They've grown, changed, and must confront everything they once ran from. Now, they have to choose: rebuild their love or let each other go for good. In second place, we also have another steamy romance film from Spain, and honestly, this one feels even hotter and more intense than the Culpa Mia trilogy. Through My Window follows Raquel, a girl who has secretly admired Aries, the cold, mysterious, and wealthy boy living next door. Even though they barely speak and come from completely different worlds, Raquel's feelings for him grow in silence, until one day, their lives unexpectedly collide, and from that moment on, a complicated and passionate relationship begins to unfold. Rather than just a typical romance, the Through My Window trilogy explores how love evolves over time, how it grows, breaks, changes, and sometimes returns in unexpected ways. In the first film, Through My Window, we watch Raquel and Aries fall into a passionate push-and-pull romance, while facing strong disapproval from Aries' powerful family. The story continues in Through My Window across the sea, where distance becomes their biggest challenge. Aries moves away, and their long-distance relationship is tested by jealousy, loneliness, and new people entering their lives. These pressures eventually lead to painful events that force them to separate and continue their lives apart. Finally, in the third film, Through My Window, Looking at You, Aries and Raquel meet again during winter after time has passed and their lives have taken different paths. By this point, both of them are in new relationships, yet seeing each other again awakens emotions they thought were gone. The love is still there, but so are the unresolved wounds. Now, they must face their feelings and decide whether their love deserves another chance, or if letting go is the only way to truly move forward. Well, guys, if you love series with love triangle vibes like The Summer I Turned Pretty, then you definitely need to watch the Kissing Booth trilogy. It's fun, romantic, and full of emotional ups and downs that will keep you hooked from start to finish. The Kissing Booth trilogy follows Elle Evans, a cheerful and loyal teenage girl who has been best friends with Lee Flynn her whole life. The two share a set of friendship rules, and one of the most important is, Elle is not allowed to fall for Lee's older brother, Noah. But everything changes after Elle and Noah share an unexpected kiss at a school carnival's kissing booth. From that moment on, their relationship becomes a secret, sweet, exciting, but filled with conflict as Elle struggles to balance love and friendship. Across the three films, we watch their relationship grow more intense and complicated. In the first film, The Kissing Booth, Elle and Noah try to keep their relationship hidden to protect her friendship with Lee. In The Kissing Booth 2, their love is tested by long distance. Noah goes off to Harvard while Elle stays behind to finish high school with Lee. At first, they promise to stay strong, but the separation quickly becomes harder than either of them expected. Jealousy begins to creep in when Noah forms new friendships at college, while Elle grows close to a talented new classmate. Misunderstandings pile up, and the trust that once felt so solid begins to shake. And in the final film, The Kissing Booth 3, Elle faces one of the biggest decisions of her life. She has to choose between following Noah to Harvard or keeping her old promise to attend college with her best friend Lee. Well, who doesn't know Mario Casas? This top-tier Spanish actor once made women all over the world fall head over heels when he starred in 3 Meters Above Heaven and its sequel, I Want You. These two films don't just tell a love story, they capture passion, heartbreak, emotional intensity, and the kind of connection that feels unforgettable. The first film, 3 Meters Above Heaven, follows the romance between Bobby, a well-raised, gentle girl with a stable life, and Hosh, a rebellious young man driven by anger and emotional wounds from his past. Even though they come from completely different worlds, they are irresistibly drawn to each other. Their relationship is wild, free, intense, and filled with jealousy and fiery chemistry, moments that make them feel like they're 3 meters above the sky. But as their differences grow harder to ignore, reality begins to challenge their love, leading to conflicts, heartbreak, and a painful separation. In the sequel, I Want You, time has passed, and Hosh tries to move forward and rebuild his life. Yet, the memories of Bobby still linger, deep and impossible to erase. In the midst of trying to let go, he meets Jin, a bold and vibrant woman with her own scars and rebellious edge. Unlike Bobby, who was gentle, sweet, and came from a more sheltered world, Jin is fiery, unpredictable, and unafraid to challenge Hosh at every step. She understands the darkness inside him, not because she softens it, but because she's lived through her own. Slowly, a new relationship begins to form, full of chaos, passion, and growth. However, the memories of his first love still linger, deep and impossible to erase. Hosh finds himself standing between the love that once defined him and the new one that begins to heal him, torn between the past that shaped his heart and the future that calls him forward. After follows the journey of Tessa Young, a quiet, disciplined, and determined girl who enters college with her life perfectly planned out. She has a loving boyfriend back home, supportive mother, and a clear path toward her future. But everything begins to unravel when she meets Hardin Scott, the mysterious, cold, and rebellious boy who carries a past full of scars. Hardin challenges everything Tessa believes about love. Their connection is intense, passionate, but also unstable and toxic. They fall hard, they hurt each other, and they keep coming back, even when they know they shouldn't. The After series is told across 5 films that follow the evolution of Tessa and Hardin's relationship from beginning to end. After shows Tessa and Hardin's first meeting and the unexpected feelings that grow between them. After We Collided brings bigger conflicts and hidden secrets that push Tessa and Hardin to their limits. In After We Fell, they face tough choices that could change everything they thought they knew about their future. After Ever Happy follows their struggle to heal, forgive, and truly understand one another. Finally, After Everything reveals whether their love will survive or evolve into something stronger, deeper, and more mature. The Before trilogy is a well-known romantic film trilogy that includes Before Sunrise, Before Sunset, and Before Midnight. It follows the deep and intimate love story between Jesse, an American traveler, and Celine, a French student. Their story unfolds over 3 films, with each film taking place about 9 years after the previous one. The series is celebrated for its authentic and intimate portrayal of a relationship evolving over decades. In Before Sunrise, Jesse and Celine meet by chance on a train in Europe. They decide to spend one magical night walking around Vienna, talking about life, love, dreams, and everything in between. There's an instant connection, but they part ways at sunrise, unsure if they'll ever meet again. In Before Sunset, they meet again 9 years later in Paris. Both have lived different lives, but their feelings never really disappeared. They spend the afternoon together, realizing how much they still mean to each other, and must decide if they'll let life separate them again or choose each other this time. And in Before Midnight, we see them years later in Greece, now living as a couple. Their love is real, but so are the challenges, responsibilities, frustrations, and time itself test their relationship. The final film shows that love isn't just passion, it's work, honesty, compromise, and choosing each other even when it's hard. To All the Boys trilogy follows Lara Jean Covey, a shy, dreamy high school girl who expresses her deepest feelings by writing secret love letters to every boy she's ever had a crush on, but she never intends to send them. But everything changes when one day, all those letters are accidentally mailed. Suddenly, her private feelings are out in the open, including one letter to Peter Kavinsky, the popular, confident, and unexpectedly sweet guy from school, and another to Josh, her childhood friend who also happens to be her sister's ex. The story continues across 3 films, each showing Lara Jean and Peter's relationship growing and being tested. And To All the Boys I've Loved Before, Lara Jean and Peter decide to fake date each other to avoid awkwardness, partly to help Lara Jean clear up the situation with Josh, and partly so Peter can make his ex-girlfriend jealous. But as they spend more time together, what begins as a plan slowly turns into something real, filled with warmth, laughter, jealousy, and the fear of getting hurt. And To All the Boys, P.S. I Still Love You. Lara Jean and Peter's relationship becomes real and sweeter than ever. But things get complicated when a new guy from Lara Jean's past, one of the recipients of her old love letters, reappears. His return brings back feelings Lara Jean thought were long gone, creating jealousy, confusion, and doubts about what her heart truly wants. And in the third film, To All the Boys, Always and Forever, the story focuses on Lara Jean as she and Peter prepare to graduate from high school and face difficult decisions about their future, including their different college choices, which may end up putting distance between them and testing their relationship in a whole new way. The Beautiful series consists of 2 films adapted from Jamie McGuire's novels, Beautiful Disaster and its sequel, Beautiful Wedding. Both films center on the intense love story between Abby Abernathy, a freshman who is trying to leave her troubled past behind, and Travis Maddox, a popular campus fighter known for his charm, danger, and reckless lifestyle. Travis is used to casual relationships without commitment, while Abby just wants peace, yet somehow they find themselves drawn to each other in a connection that's passionate, messy, and impossible to ignore. The first film, Beautiful Disaster, tells the story of how Abby and Travis first meet, beginning with an underground fight. Abby initially wants nothing to do with Travis, but a bet forces them to live together temporarily. From there, their relationship grows, full of tension, jealousy, emotional push and pull, and undeniable chemistry, even as challenges keep getting in the way. The second film, Beautiful Wedding, picks up after the chaos of their turbulent romance. In a whirlwind of emotions, Abby and Travis end up getting married in Las Vegas. Now, they must figure out how to navigate married life facing conflicts, intimacy, and major decisions about whether their love is strong enough to truly last. Well, that's it for today's recommendations. If you've watched any of these, let me know what you think in the comments, and if you have more suggestions, feel free to share as well. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss the next video. See you in the next one.